Hi everyone. Many composers, especially those in the 20th and 21st centuries, have made use of the reflective or mirror possibilities that all scales and chords possess. This process mirrors or inverts the intervallic structure of a scale or chord around an axis located either on the scale or chord's root note or one of its other degrees. All major scales or Ionian modes contain between their notes the same series of intervals. Using this intervallic series, ascending from the note C, for example, produces a C major scale, ascending from the note F produces F major, and so on. If, however, we take the same intervallic series and descend from the major scale's root note, a Phrygian mode is produced. Descending from C, for example, produces the C Phrygian mode. Mirroring a major scale in this way, beginning on any of its degrees and preserving exactly in the inversion the intervallic relationship between the notes of the part being inverted, always produces the Phrygian mode type. For example, mirroring around D, the second degree of C major, produces E Phrygian, and mirroring around E, C major's third degree, produces G sharp Phrygian. Taking the same idea beginning on each final of the major scale's modes produces other modes. The only exception is the Dorian mode, whose intervallic structure, when inverted, mirrors itself. In the same way as with the Ionian mode, when the axis is located on any of the mode's degrees, the same mirrored mode type is produced. For example, mirroring the D Dorian mode around its second degree E produces the F sharp Dorian mode. Mirroring around D Dorian's third degree F produces the A flat Dorian mode, and so on. Other scales can also be similarly mirrored. This pentatonic scale, for example, mirrors the so-called Scottish pentatonic scale, and this so-called Oriental scale mirrors the Hungarian minor scale. Just as the melodic intervals of a scale may be mirrored, so too can its harmonised chords. Doing so produces the same scale mode combinations as when scales are mirrored. However, because of the structure of tertian chords as combinations of major and minor third intervals, except for diminished and augmented chords who mirror onto the same chord type, mirroring minor and major triads produces the opposite chord type. Mirroring a major chord, for example, produces a minor chord. Mirroring a harmonised C major scale produces a harmonised C Phrygian mode. In other words, these chords are diatonic to the key of A flat major. These techniques apply to scales, modes, chords, melodies, and even scale fragments and other note collections can be used to create bitonal or polytonal sound worlds and can form the basis of smaller sections or entire works. Bela Bartok, at the beginning of the first movement of his Concerto for Orchestra, for example, uses mirror writing in the first and second violin parts. Here the inversion is around the note C, which is also used in the violas. Igor Stravinsky also often juxtaposes chords without necessarily using them from a specific key or tonal center. Here, for example, at the beginning of the Dances of the Young Girls movement from the Rite of Spring, E major, written enharmonically as F flat major, is used with the first inversion E flat dominant 7th chord. And here in his ballet music for Petrushka, the first clarinet plays the notes of a C major triad, while the second clarinet plays F sharp major harmony, and the bassoon's notes appear to be taken from the key of C sharp minor. While this may be an example of polytonality, the combined notes of the two clarinets are also found in this octatonic scale, a favourite device in Stravinsky's compositional vocabulary. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.